Hey, good morning. It's Ryan with Victory Pest Management checking in here. Excuse my appearance. I'm kind of filthy. I'm about to show you why. But anyway, it's February 23rd here in Richmond, Virginia. We're actually having like an 80+ degree day today. And I got called out to this home for termite swarmers in the garage. Those are reproductive termites, little black termites with wings and such. Go into more of that later. But that is the first telltale sign that you have a termite infestation. So we're called out here. We've done a mouse job out here a few years ago. The folks went in the garage to get something out of the fridge. Noticed a bunch of these dead insects with their wings and everything on the ground. Great indication of having termites. So they gave us a call today. We're out here doing an inspection, and I wanted to kind of jump in here because this crawl space it's encapsulated, but it's done very differently. You won't see it that often, thank God, because you'll see in a second. So I'm going to take you in here, kind of show you where we found some termite activity, and go a little bit over what we're going to do to get an estimate together for these folks and get these termites taken care of for them. So we're going to turn you around. We're going to head on in the crawl space here, and I'll show you what's going on. So, all right. So as we come in here, looks like a normal crawl space, right? But yeah, so this crawl space is encapsulated with cellulose insulation on the walls, on the sill plate, and the band board, and all of that. Cellulose insulation is typically what you will find insulating your attic, but yeah, a couple years ago, probably 10-15 years ago, I guess, for some reason somebody thought it was a great idea to insulate with cellulose in the crawl space, and they basically wet it down and they spray it on just like if they were to spray it into a wall or something like that, and it dries and it stays fairly in place, and all that. But the downside for sure is you can't see anything behind it. I'd rather see foam. I'd rather see foam board. This is about the worst case scenario as far as inspections go, but I've been doing this a while and found a couple spots. So this is on the back side of the garage that we had the swarm in, and I'll see how much is visible here. So the good thing about this insulation is very easy to move, so kind of inspecting around, and here is basically mud tunnels that the termites have built coming up here. So these will be visible here. This is a CMU block, so there's voids in the middle of it. These termites can build their tunnels up inside of the block as well, and come up to the slab and get into the sill plate and stuff. So I use it as sounding tool, basically a screwdriver, to sound around here. I didn't notice any damage or anything like that, but we definitely have termite activity. Let me go around this strap here. All right. Sorry about all the shaking around. Okay, so we're back. We now have a big old honking tunnel here, so I'm going to break this open and see if we got any action going on. Oh. All right. Anyway, digging around at these things. Oh, not getting any action up there, but it's pretty tight. But the termites themselves will build a series of tunnels into a space, and use them and not use them. It's kind of like a roadway, and we're assuming that the termites are pretty much infesting this wall. So when we come in to treat, we'd be pulling back this vapor barrier along this area here, treating and trenching all along there, drilling the blocks at certain areas to inject termiticide as well. Another spot where termites are typically pretty common are the front porch. So I was digging around there. I'm trying to make this as less shaky as possible. But when you inspect for termites, one of the first things you learn, you always want to check around the front porch. So, you know, front wall of the house here, spigot, this is right around the front porch. And if we can see this tunnel here, here's another spot. So we'll be trenching this area, drilling a couple holes here, and going from there. So what we're going to do now is walk around the house and take some measurements and everything for the homeowners, and we'll get an estimate together for treatment. But I did want to pop in at this time and just kind of show you these this encapsulation with the cellulose, which is again not common, and I'm glad we don't run into it too often. But here at Victory, I'm pretty familiar with encapsulations and all of that, and have dealt with this before. So we're going to get an estimate for a good treatment together, and re-inspection protocol. We might even go offer them some options in getting rid of this cellulose on the wall, and offering other insulation ideas for them, and we can take care of that too. So anyway, hopefully I'll be attaching this video to the actual treatment, so we'll bring you back and go through all that as well. So thank you for checking out Victory Pest Management. We will talk. It's about a week later from our last clip here. We're actually back today to do the treatment, the termite treatment on this house. So I'm gonna kind of go over prep stuff. Got a little bit of work to do before we can actually start the treatment. First off, we're going to start by trenching and treating around the exterior of the house. Anywhere where there's grass or mulch, we'll dig a little 6-inch by 6-inch trench using this tool right here. So basically go along the exterior, then we'll go inside the crawl space, previously where we showed you the activity along the front wall and the adjoining garage wall. We'll take a smaller one and dig a little trench there as well. While we're in the crawl space along the affected wall, we're also going to be drilling into the CMU foundation block. With that, we'll use a hammer drill here and make small injection holes into the block, and we actually inject the block to get any kind of activity taken care of that might be inside of there. We'll also go into the garage area where we had the swarm. We have a longer drill bit here, so this will go through the garage slab about every 12 inches along the affected area, about 4 feet on each side of it, and then we'll inject the termiticide into that as well. Today we're going to be using Termidor, definitely the product that I suggest when you have any kind of termite issue. They're the ones that get it done for sure. So we're going to start getting ready and prepping and everything, and I'll kind of bring you along through the process. All right, so we're all trenched outside and everything like that. We're getting ready to start the drilling portion. So we're in the garage here where we actually had the original swarm. So what had happened, it got warm last week, and this customer had 2 refrigerators here along the slab. Generally when termites swarm at the beginning of the season, they're going to do it in the warmest spots first, which generally slab is going to generate more warmth on the ground, and then having these plugged in motors running are going to draw attention, and the termites will come up because they'll think it's a little bit warmer there. We'll try to get these swarmers on video here. I'm not sure if you can see a couple of them here. They look very similar to ants. Get the light here. Look very similar to flying ants. Distinguishing differences are the wings on these are both the same length. Doesn't have any waist or anything like that, so it's basically just a head and an abdomen. And the other thing is they will drop their wings. And a couple of these down here, you can see some, maybe you can see them, maybe not. Some of these wings here are just falling off. So these are reproductive termites. They're meant to swarm outside, go back into the ground, shed their wings, and start a new termite colony. But here's a little worker termite here, if you can see him there. But anyway, they're supposed to go outside, go back into the ground, start new termite colonies, but sometimes they end up in your garage or your living room or anything like that. So we've got our hammer drill out here. We're basically going to go all along this wall, treating all these areas. So I'm going to drill small holes about yay big every 12 inches as you go around, and on the other side of the water heater. And after we get done with that, we're going to drill out the front porch. That's another common spot to have termite activity, and actually in this case we do, right behind that front porch. So we're going to drill the slab of that. I'll probably show you that as well. Then we go inside the crawl space and start trenching, drilling, and then finally we'll be ready to treat. Alright, so we got all our drill holes here. All the way along, we'll be vacuuming up the cement there and everything like that to clean that up prior to treatment. We also got one over here and a couple along near the HVAC unit and everything like that. So I'm gonna make our way out to the porch, get that drilled out. All right, so we're up at the front porch now. Aggregate front porch. So what I've done is switch to a smaller diameter drill bit here. So we'll put the holes again every 12 inches right across here with the smaller bit. We'll be able to cover it up so the homeowner will be able to see that we've drilled here or anything like that. The reason we do this, when they build the houses, a lot of times scrap lumber and trash and everything else goes in this dirt-filled porch. Fill it up with dirt, obviously, and then you know, termites are then kind of right at the level of your sill plate and your band board and all that stuff. So normally when we're doing inspections, this is the first spot you might see some damage or anything like that. It's always a good spot to take a look at. So I'm gonna get the drill in here, clean it up, and then we're heading in the crawl space and finally get to start treating these termites. All right, so we're getting ready to mix up our Termidor today. So this is 78 ounces. We've got 100 gallons of water in the tank here. So we're gonna put the Termidor in the tank, obviously. I like to use my little paint mixer here. My machine does have an agitator, which I'll use as well, but I like to speed it up. You want to keep this nice and mixed up inside of the tank and everything. So Termidor, great stuff. Again, it is considered a non-repellent termiticide. So today, this house with all linear footage, about 220 linear feet. More or less you get 4 gallons per 10 feet all the way around the home. So we'll be using just about shy 90 gallons today, but we've got 100 in case we run into any areas that we want to put a little extra or anything like that. So I'm going to get this mixed up, get this going. Again, Termidor being a non-repellent product, when we put this barrier around the home, any termites that'll track through it, it's basically undetectable to them. Does not kill them on contact or even instantly, but it allows them to ingest it, pick it up on their exoskeleton, what have you, go back to the colony, and basically spreads throughout the colony, and boop, takes them out, and we're good to go after that. So we'll get this all going and check back in when we're actually treating. All right, so we're treating the trench here, 4 gallons per 10 feet. About every 12 inches or so. I like the long rod down to the footer. Footer's pretty shallow in this case. A lot of the times it'll be about 2 feet below grade on the outside. So you want to make sure you get the product nice, evenly distributed all the way through. So we're going to be making our way all the way along the back of the house and around the front. And we'll meet back in the garage where we're going to inject the slab. All right, so we're in the garage now, injecting the slab here. Same process as outside, except we just shoot the product right beneath the slab. When we're all done treating today, we're going to cork these up and actually cement them over, so they'll be barely noticeable when we're all done. All right, so same thing with the porch here. Use a smaller diameter drill holes. So after we inject this porch here, we'll be able to cement it up, and homeowner will barely be able to see anything. It will look great. As you can see, we've trimmed along the front here, or treated along the front, so we're still continuing to go around here on the side, and then finally into the crawl space, and then we can start wrapping everything up and getting it put back together, getting all the holes cemented and sealed up, and I'll show you how that looks when we get there. All right, so we're now in the crawl space getting started here. This is actually treating the back of the porch that's on the rear of this house here. Down that way is the back of the garage, and then your front stoop, which will be generally doing the same thing. So I've got a little shorter attachment here, so I'm not dragging a 4-foot injection tool down here. So same premise, just kind of go down here, long rod down to the footer, and we're gonna kind of treat these areas going down this way. I think I'm gonna leave the GoPro at the door because it's dusty down here, so we'll check in when we're doing cleanup. All right, so we're all finished up treating and everything. We got these holes patched. Remember a little bit earlier we drilled and injected into here, so they're all corked up, cemented. We'll let those dry, and they'll almost match floor color there. So as you can see, all sealed up here. Walk around and show you all the front porch. Turn my light off my head. Aggregate front porch came out great as well. Yeah, these smaller holes here all patched up. As soon as that concrete dries, pretty much match and be all good to go. So we're going to get all packed up. And again, I'm Ryan with Victory Pest Management. Thanks for checking out this video. If you have any questions about termites, just like and subscribe. Be happy to answer anything. Leave your comments on the platform there. And thanks for checking us out. Victory Pest Management, Richmond, Virginia, 804-245-8110. Have a good one.